Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bram Sports. I am your host, Brandon Ramos. Today is Friday, June the 20th, 2025, and let's get started with the information. And let's start with the NBA Finals Game 6 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. And here the Oklahoma City Thunder came in with a 3-2 lead in the series, which meant a win would clinch their first NBA title since moving to Oklahoma City. However, Indiana made it very clear that they were not done yet. A strong first half is what led the Pacers to a dominant victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder, 108-91, a 36-17 outscoring score by the Pacers. Gave a lot of momentum to Indiana in their home court. And the leading scorer of this game was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Oklahoma City Thunder with 21 points. However, everyone contributed for the Indiana Pacers as six Pacers had double-digit points, including New Mexico State alum Pascal Siakam. He had 16 points, 13 rebounds, and he also had Obi Toppin. He had 20 points in this game. And so, Game 7, Sunday night, this is it. The winner will clinch their will clinch an NBA title at Oklahoma City. So see how things will go. It's the first Game 7 in an NBA Finals since 2016. And now let's go to some MLB. The scores from Thursday. Two double headers occurred yesterday. It was the Cardinals against the White Sox. In Game 1, the Cardinals won 5-4, and they also won Game 2 in 10 innings, 8-6. And the other doubleheader was between the Pirates and the Tigers. And here the Tigers took Game 1 9-2, but then the Pirates won Game 2 8-4. You also had the Yankees. They defeated the Angels 7-3. The Twins defeated the Reds 12-5. The Nationals walked off the Rockies 4-3 in 11 innings. The Royals defeated the Rangers 4-1. The Diamondbacks defeated the Blue Jays 9-5. The Brewers took down the Cubs 8-7. Giants over the Guardians 2-1. The Phillies defeated the Marlins 2-1 as well. The Braves took down the Mets 7-1. The Orioles took down the Rays 4-1. The Athletics walked it off over the Astros 6-4 in 10 innings, and the Padres defeated the Dodgers 5-3. So headed to the weekend, here are the standings here in the American League East. The Yankees lead the division with a 43-31 record, and 2.5 games back of them are the Tampa Bay Rays with a 41-34 record. In the AL Central, the Detroit Tigers, not only the best record in the division, but the best record in the league with 48 wins, 28 losses. So the Guardians, a huge gap between them and the Tigers. The Guardians are 37-36, a 9.5 game difference between these two teams. The American League West has the Astros on top at 43-32, and 5 games back of them are the Mariners at 37-36. And then the National League in the East Division, the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies are tied with 45 wins and 30 losses. The National League Central, you got the Cubs leading with 45 wins, 29 losses. However, a couple of teams are right behind them. The Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals, they are both 40-25 in the season, both 5.5 games back of the Cubs. And in the National League West, the Dodgers lead the division, 46 wins, 30 losses. And you got the Giants in second place with 42 wins and 35 losses, 3.5 games back of the Dodgers. Now let's go to the Men's College World Series. You got 13 seed Coastal Carolina taking on Louisville. This was on Wednesday, and you had the Chanticleers just one win away from the championship series, and they did just that. Dominant performance over Louisville, 11-3, the final score. Not only do they go to the championship series, but this is also their 26th straight win. So Coastal Carolina on a roll heading to the championship series, and they will face the LSU Tigers. A wild game between them and Arkansas, and the LSU Tigers came back and won this game. In fact, walked it off 6-5 via a Jared Jones walk-off single. The hit went to second base, and second baseman almost had the ball. It went off his glove into the outfield, and that led the Tigers to a walk-off win. And for Las Cruces native, Centennial High School alum Stephen Milam, he scored a couple of runs in this game, so very helpful in the LSU win. So it will be Coastal Carolina and LSU for the national title starting on Saturday. It's a best of three series. Game one will be Saturday, game two Sunday, and if necessary, game three will be Monday night. And now let's go to the WNBA. A couple of games happened on Thursday. First, it was the Phoenix Mercury taking on the New York Liberty, and here the Mercury won 89-81. You had five players for the Mercury scoring at least 13 points in this game, including Alyssa Thomas. A strong game for her, 18 points, 15 rebounds. Not without a doubt the big factor in this game. And you also had the Indiana Fever taking on the Golden State Valkyries, and the Valkyries took down the Fever 88-77. Uh, Former UTEP minor Kayla Thornton had 16 points and 6 rebounds in this game, and these two teams are now tied in record with 6 wins and 6 losses in the season. Now let's go to some soccer. FIFA Club World Cup. The scores from Thursday: Palmeiras defeated Al Ali 2-0. Inter Miami defeated Porto 2-1. Atletico de Madrid took down Seattle Sounders 3-1, and Botafogo, the so far the biggest stunner in this FIFA Club World Cup, as they defeated the UEFA Champions League defending champions Paris Saint Germain 1-0. And in the CONCACAF Gold Cup, Trinidad and Tobago and Haiti took the field, and they had a 1-1 draw. And they also had the United States taking on Saudi Arabia, with US getting the win 1-0. And now let's take a look at the local teams right here in El Paso, and let's start with the El Paso Chihuahuas. Let's go with the Wednesday game where the Reno Aces took down the Chihuahuas 8-4. But last night, a wild game at Southwest University Park, as the Chihuahuas were down by 8 runs in this game. However, a huge comeback for the Chihuahuas led them to walk it off over Reno 12-11. First, let's start with the strong seventh inning that the Chihuahuas had, a 5-run seventh, including a grand slam by Mason McCoy. And then you had a game-tying solo home run by Mike Brasso. And then all that led to a Forrest Wall walk-off RBI single to win the game for the Chihuahuas. And again, a wild game at home. So now the Chihuahuas lead this series 2-1. 3 games are left: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And next week, I'll tell you how the Chihuahuas did against the Reno Aces. And this weekend, also, the El Paso Locomotive FC will be in action. On the road, they will take on Monterey Bay. This match will be on Saturday night at 8 p.m. over at Monterey Bay. El Paso Locomotive coming into this match 5th place, 20 points in the USL Western Conference standings, a couple points back of New Mexico United, who sit on top of the Western Conference table. And their opponent, Locos' opponent, Monterey Bay, they sit right below the Locos, 6th place with 19 points. So it's going to be a huge match for both teams, of course, for the El Paso Locomotive FC. Hoping they can bring back the W and the 3 points to El Paso. And this will conclude Bram Sports episode 5 on this Friday. Thank you so much for watching. And again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you can know when a new episode is uploaded. Thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.